Databases are trash cans. Yeah, you heard me. Those of us who live and breathe business intelligence see this all the time. A poor database can be the bane of a BI project. In the last 14 years of implementing business intelligence solutions, guess how many times I've run into a database that's perfectly suited to build the dashboards and reports that someone wanted. What do you think? 80%? 50%? Well, I've seen it once. Finding a clean database is like finding a unicorn. Sometimes I question their existence. Let's talk about the problems that databases can have and how a unique data layer, like Dundas BI offers, can solve these problems. I'm Jeff, and this is Off the Charts with Jeff. So why do databases get into their near useless state? Well, in many cases, it's because companies might need to fix mistakes made with the initial design leading up to short-term decisions. But a big compounding problem is that the business processes and the requirements change over time. Let's take a simple example like a CRM system. You got your marketing department, your sales department, business development, support, all of these people and teams interacting with the CRM at any given time. And every time one of the managers of those teams wants to make a change, like adding a new field, they're independently going over to the database guy and maybe even without them realizing it, asking for a change on the back end. Databases get rewired to adapt to changing business requirements. The next related problem is that you got the database guy who's often being told, don't delete anything, just keep the old stuff because we don't know what the other guys might need and I don't want to hurt what they're doing. So what you end up with is an endless series of rewiring and confusion. Let's call this hoarding. And of course, when companies run into these situations, they take their time and properly redesign these databases, and this redesign helps them keep their quality up, and they design for performance and top of mind. That's right, I'm making that up. People aren't doing that. Most companies just casually hack things together as quickly as possible, throwing all those requirements out the window, resulting in the trash can database. As you can imagine, this just gets worse and worse over time, and after a couple of cycles of neglect, it can just become a disaster. Given enough time, the database will start to look like a wired mess, and even people with experience in databases won't be able to make heads or tails of it. I ran into one scenario where we had a database, and the field was called status. But we don't use that status anymore. We don't use status 2 either, or status 3. It's actually C_status 4. Right? No one is going to know this unless it's incredibly well documented. And at the end of the day, all those statuses should have been cleaned up and brought into one and dealt with. But they're not, because someone else might be using the field somewhere else in a different way. So that's what happens. So without going into too many details of these problems, here's some of the top issues that come out of these, let's call them landfill databases, which can directly impact your business intelligence project. You've got poor normalization, which can result in performance problems. You've got redundancy, also performance. Referential integrity, which can cause data quality issues. You have people ignoring certain database features, which can lead to performance, quality, automation problems. Poor indexing, performance again, and even poor naming conventions, which makes self-service pretty much impossible. So what's the solution? In the case of many of the largest business intelligence tools out there, you need to either warehouse your data or use a third-party tool to come in and help overcome these problems. In Dundas BI, it's somewhat of a unique situation because we have an entire data layer dedicated to solving these problems with these trash can databases. You can build a data cube, which provides ETL capabilities, extract, transform, load. Simply said, you add these different transformation nodes to a data cube, connect them together, and perform your data cleansing, your joining of different data sources. The output of the cube can be stored or warehoused for improved performance, and users can also build in-memory models if they want even more performance out of it. With data cubes, even non-technical users can easily discover and analyze data because you've had a chance to provide the cleanup. Now, this being said, the data cube layer that Dundas provides is fantastic to help you if your data is a mess. You don't have to use it. you can absolutely go ahead and provide your own data warehouse, and we'll gladly connect to that warehouse and build your dashboards from there. But the reality is these are more complex projects. And if you don't have time to go and redo your database right away, the ETL layer is a great way to solve that problem and get you up and running from a performance standpoint. Best way to learn more would be to hit that demo button on our website and sit down with one of our solution architects who can show you how we can solve some of the problems that you might be having with your data using the Dundas Data Cube. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.